yikes, Donald Trump just gave a speech before a very tiny crowd at the Mount Airy Casino Resort in Pennsylvania. Just take a look at the crowd size here. I don't know, maybe 100 or 200 people actually showed up to this thing in this small casino reception area. And Donald Trump was holding this event. They called it a rally, and it was Donald Trump. He was going to talk about how he's made America more affordable and that everybody is thriving and doing a great job. Watch what Donald Trump said right here. He couldn't even get a sentence out of his mouth. Oof. Here, play this clip.
Europe. On day one, I ended the war on Pennsylvania energy. I just terminated something. Bum.
And then Donald Trump talks about affordability. He goes, we're bringing it down. We're coming down more. We're coming down a lot more. What are you even talking about? Here, play this clip.
They're going to destroy our country.
Then Donald Trump gives a shout out to the miners. He says that he loves the miners. Here, play this clip.
For miners, do we love miners? I love miners.
We know.
Is Caroline great? You know, when she goes on television, Fox, they dominate. They dominate when she gets up there with that beautiful face and those lips that don't stop.
So the next crackhead you rolled over
like a little machine gun. She's got no fear. You know why she has no fear? Because we have the right policy. Got national security. We need, the one thing you need steel. You know, you can give up certain products. You can give up pencils. Because under the China policy, you know, every child can get 37 pencils. They only need one or two, you know. They don't need that many. But you always need steel. You don't need $37 for your daughter. 2 or 3 is nice, but you don't need $37. You know, and I said it the other day, and a lot of people misinterpret it. They say, oh, he doesn't realize prices are high. Prices are coming down very substantially. But they have a new word. You know, they always have a hoax. The new word is affordability. So they look at the camera and they say, this election is all about affordability. Now, they never talk about it. They never talk, thank you very much. They say I'm not allowed to run. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but that's okay. He said 4 more years. You see the new hat? We have 4 more years.
And then he flipped.
So it's November 5th, and it's also, again, it's a thing called tariffs. And I told you, I was about to say that, you know, because I love the weave. You know what the weave is? You go here, bing, 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 bing. You always have to get back to the right location. But otherwise, they'll criticize you for straying from the speech. By the way, if I read what's on the teleprompter, you'd all be falling asleep right now.
Then Donald Trump lets the crowd know that his favorite word out there is tariff. He goes, that's my favorite word. Here, play this clip.
You know, the word, remember when I said tariff? My favorite word is tariff. True, but then I got a lot of heat from the fake news. Look at all of them back there. Oh, yeah. I took a lot of heat. I got up early on. I said my favorite is turning out, you know, tariffs are bringing us hundreds of billions of dollars. I just helped our farmers out because they're starting to do really well.
And Trump says, though, all prices are going down. Rent prices are going down. And he says, your Thanksgiving was much cheaper. He said he brought turkeys down like 30%. Here, play this clip.
Biden era, you know what you did during the Biden era for Thanksgiving? You said, oh, my God, this is terrible. It was a rotten Thanksgiving. And Walmart, I thank them, you know.
And he keeps on.
No, we'll do a friendly merger here. This is pretty good. And that's what we did. And we're right now drilling more oil than we've ever done ever before. Prices are way down. We just had 4 states. It was just reported that 4 states had $1.99 a gallon. I love her. She comes in, does nothing but bitch. She's always complaining.
And then he says that he just made the farmers rich by giving them a $12 billion bailout. So Trump's tariffs, which have caused the farmers to go bankrupt. Might I add, in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump says that he made him rich by bailing him out. Here, play this clip.
Some countries played a little cute, and we just gave them right out of a tariff money. Cost us nothing. Right out of the hundreds of billions that we've taken in, we gave the farmers a little help, $12 billion, and they are so happy. And all they want is a level playing field. And now it's happening. And the tariffs are making them rich. You're going to see what happens over the next 2 years. It's like a miracle.
Incompetence. Donald Trump's unique brand of governance, marked by ignorance, arrogance, and a blatant disregard for facts, can be baffling. But a psychological principle, the Dunning-Kruger effect, offers a clear explanation for his behavior and, more surprisingly, his continued support. What is the Dunning-Kruger effect? The Dunning-Kruger effect describes a cognitive bias where individuals with low ability in a given area overestimate their competence because they lack the self-awareness to recognize their limitations. In short, they're too incompetent to realize they're incompetent. In Trump's case, this theory provides a framework for understanding why he so confidently proclaims his greatness while demonstrating shockingly little understanding of the issues at hand. How Trump's incompetence manifests. Trump's rise to power can largely be attributed to this effect. During his time in office, he routinely displayed a lack of understanding of global politics, science, and the basic workings of government. Yet, Trump constantly asserted that he was a stable genius with unmatched knowledge. His failure to grasp the complexities of critical issues, from healthcare to climate change, was often brushed off as intentional, bold disruption, but it was really a textbook case of Dunning-Kruger at work. Psychology Today reported the day after Trump's inauguration in an article titled "The Dunning-Kruger President" that, named for Cornell psychologist David Dunning and his then grad student Justin Kruger. This is the observation that people who are ignorant or unskilled in a given domain tend to believe they are much more competent than they are. Thus, bad drivers believe they're good drivers, the humorless think they know what's funny, and people who've never held public office think they make a terrific president. How hard can it be? The Dunning-Kruger president. The mainstream media quickly embraced this explanation for Trump's stupidity years ago when covering his 2016 campaign and the early months of his presidency. Salon published an article in September 2016 explaining that Trump is not merely ignorant. He is also supremely confident and feels superior, the most dangerous kind of idiot, attributing his behavior to Dunning-Kruger. Bloomberg published an article in May 2017 explaining that we're all ignorant, but Trump takes it to a different level in an article titled, "Trump's Dangerous Disability? It's the Dunning-Kruger Effect." Conservative author and political commentator David Brooks published an article for the New York Times that same month explaining that Trump was the all-time record holder of the Dunning-Kruger effect, due to his infantile lack of mastery of 3 tasks that most mature adults have sort of figured out by the time they hit 25. According to Brooks, first, most adults have learned to sit still. But mentally, Trump is still a 7-year-old boy, bouncing around the classroom. Trump's answers during interviews are not very long, 200 words at the high end, but he will typically flit through 4 or 5 topics before ending up with how unfair the press is to him. Second, most people of drinking age have achieved some accurate sense of themselves, some internal criteria to measure their own merits and demerits. But Trump seems to need perpetual outside approval to stabilize his sense of self, so he is perpetually desperate for approval, telling heroic, fabulous tales about himself. Third, by adulthood most people can perceive how others are thinking. For example, they learn subtle arts such as false modesty, so they won't be perceived as obnoxious. But Trump seems to have not yet developed a theory of mind. Other people are black boxes that supply either affirmation or disapproval. As a result, he is weirdly transparent. He wants people to love him, so he is constantly telling interviewers that he is widely loved. Why Trump supporters don't see his flaws. The Dunning-Kruger effect doesn't just explain Trump's behavior. It also sheds light on his supporters' unwavering loyalty. Many of Trump's core followers, particularly those without a college education or limited civic knowledge, may not realize how uninformed they are about key issues. Thus, they fail to recognize Trump's gaffes and misinformation, instead seeing him as a strong leader who speaks their language. The phenomenon of cognitive bias not only fuels his confidence, but helps him maintain popularity despite repeated failures. Trump in 2025, the cognitive bias that won't go away. As Trump winds his way through the opening weeks of his second term, the Dunning-Kruger effect is once again playing out. With unwavering self-confidence, Trump continues to deflect criticism and make outlandish claims of persecution and victimhood. His belief in his superiority remains intact, undisturbed by reality or public opinion. The same voters who rallied behind Trump in 2016 continue to see him as the answer, even as the rest of the world looks on in disbelief and spearheaded his November 2024 win. The role of Fox News and cognitive bias. Prominent figures, including John Cleese, have pointed to the Dunning-Kruger effect to explain the relationship between Trump and Fox News. Fox's slanted coverage reinforces. Trump's delusions of competence leave viewers equally unaware of their own biases. Cleese humorously remarked that stupid people are too stupid to realize how stupid they are, a statement that could easily be applied to both the network and its most fervent supporters. This cycle of misinformation and overconfidence perpetuates Trump's perceived competence among his base, regardless of the facts. Conclusion: the Dunning-Kruger effect in action. The Dunning-Kruger effect offers a simple but powerful explanation for Trump's continued incompetence and his supporters' loyalty. As we deal with the emerging consequences of Trump's second term, it remains a crucial lens through which to view his actions and the persistent divide in American politics. While many recognize Trump's shortcomings, his base, blinded by the same cognitive bias, continues to believe in his self-proclaimed genius, ensuring that this dangerous dynamic persists.